Hi, everyone. I just wanted to show you an example of running a t-test in SPSS and also running a Mann Whitney U test. And so I'm going to use the data from the problem number 1 in chapter 5. For your homework, you're going to start with number 2, but this is just an example. So the problem in chapter 5 reads that there are 2 different groups that have been assigned um, either a placebo or a formula. And what the researchers are looking to find is if the placebo or if the formula gives the participants more hours of sleep than the placebo. So basically, it reads, a study was conducted to examine the effect of an herbal formula for insomnia. A group of 13 volunteers was recruited and randomly assigned to take either the herbal formula or the placebo. The following table lists the hours of sleep that each person had on the night he or she took either the formula or the placebo. So the instructions say to calculate a t-test and a Mann Whitney U test. And so we're going to do both. And so first, let's start with the data. So let's start with the variable. So with the variable, so the first variable I have is group. And I type that in as group. I put my values in as 0 for the placebo and 1 for the formula, and then hit OK. And then I labeled these as nominal. So those are nominal types of variables. It's just the placebo or the herbal formula. The next variable is hours of sleep. And so I've typed that in. This is a scaled variable, so there's no need to put anything in the values section. This would just be the number of hours. If we switch to our data view, I have entered what group. So each participant is one line across here. And so this person was in the placebo group and they got 3.8 hours of sleep. And so I've done that according to the table that is listed in the textbook. So that's all my data, sort of it's prepared and ready to run. And so the first test we're going to talk about is the t-test. And remember, a t-test, we are looking to see, is there a difference between the means of 2 different groups? And so the first group is my placebo group. The second group is the herbal formula. And so I want to know, is there a difference between the means? So to run this test, I'm going to go to Analyze and Compare Means. And I'm going to go to Independent Samples t-test. So when you see this, I've already run this once. So when you see this pop up, it will look like this. So you need to put your group into the grouping variable. And when you do this, you need to define your groups. So I have defined my group as 0 and 1. And so I need to type in those numbers. So this is my placebo group. This is my formula group, and hit continue. And so you should have your groupings there. The test variable is hours of sleep. And so remember, that's our dependent variable or outcome variable. And that's what I am looking to test. So then I hit OK. And you can see an output comes up. We are going to go through the output in the next video on how to read this. So let's say that this data shows that it's non-parametric. And so the non-parametric partner of the t-test is a Mann Whitney U test. And so for that test, you're going to go to Analyze, and you will go under non-parametric tests and then independent samples. And so when this comes up, you will start here on the objective. There's nothing you have to change on here. For fields, when you first see the screen, both of your variables will be on this left-hand column. And so same type of thing. The group is going to go to the bottom. The hours of sleep is going to go to the top here under test fields. And then under settings, you are going to customize tests and click Mann Whitney U 2 samples. And then you're going to hit run. And then this is your output for your Mann Whitney U test. In the next video, I'll show you how to interpret these outputs.